I get up, time is barely on our side. I don't wanna waste what's left. The storms we chase are leading us.
Hey love, so I'm just gonna do the voiceover of this because there's some music playing in the background and I don't want any copyright issues. I'm basically just showing you here myself in the mirror, showing you what I'm wearing, one of my favorite gym gyms, and showing you that big boobies need two bras. Right there, the black and the blue. I can't wait to get some Lane Bryant bras and then sports bras, showing you the little knots on the back of my pants, the cute little cross-up detail, and sneakers. So then I say, oh, let's go back to the front of where I would normally walk you back in. So we're walking past everything so I could show you what it looks like for the first time as you walk in. So the front door is to the right there, and we're just going to pretend we came through the front. And when you walk forward, you see the workout area. That's the Orange Theory symbol, and that's all the gear that you have in there. Then to the left, you have hangers. You can hang, I guess, your suits, your jackets, if you just came from work. And then to the right, you do have lockers. They're free to use, and you can put a lock on it and then remove your lock at the end of class. Nothing feels better than a finished workout and more life. I'm just showing you the artwork. I'm sorry I didn't go inside the bathrooms, but they were really nice bathrooms. And there is a shared restroom, like a unisex restroom. Then all the showers are unisex, and I show you that it's a pretty nice shower. It's very consistent detail with the orange and the gray and the wood tones. Very nice big tub and a nice place to put your items down. There is another shower there, and then there is what is called like a dressing room. So you would go in here to put your clothes on in case you didn't do it in the bathroom. I was saying how I really like this mirror, and I really would have liked one for myself. I love that you had somewhere to sit as well as somewhere to put your towels or things, and then a garbage can was in there, which is nice. Then down at the bottom, you also have another shower, they also are handicap accessible, which is nice. Then there was that door that was open. I'm not sure I was supposed to be back there, but it looked like there was a wet bar and countertop, and it looked big enough to be like a conference room, and there was a TV, so I'm assuming that's where they would have their meetings once they get that. Then I was showing you the base push all out sign, which I really love the artwork on the walls and the color scheme. And then we're back to where you have the full round mirrors, and you have hair dryers if you use your hair dryer, and enough space to like put your toiletries down and get ready. So now we're gonna go back to the front and actually go into the room where they have all of the equipment. When you enter in, it's really bright, airy, and freezing, which is good because it's not freezing once you start working out. There is this lovely water fountain here, and then one where you hold your bottle underneath and get water, which is also really dope. I've never seen that before, and I'm pretty sure that's what I was saying. And then they have a computer station for the trainers. Then you have your steps and your half balls for like weights and stuff, and the wall full of weights was there, and the ab balls or whatever you can use that half ball for, and the TRX straps were also behind you. There were more on the other side and more weights on the other side. They also had ellipticals and I think a bicycle for, I guess, if you wanted to use something like that. Then they have the water rollers on this side. Really new equipment. I believe there were 15 stations, and you can see right through. And then on the other side you have your 15, I believe, treadmills. Yep, your 15 treadmills, which you can also see your heart rate on the treadmills. And there are TVs all around, because on the side by the treadmills, the TV shows you your heart rate on the screen so they can monitor whether you're in the orange zone. That guy we just saw in the corner is actually the owner. And then TVs in this area actually show you what you're supposed to be doing while you are working out. Hey loves, welcome back to my channel. Targaye Nicole here. How are you guys doing? I hope you are doing well. This is a continuation of the video from Orange Theory. As you would have seen prior in the beginning, you saw the tour that I had given. The service in there was really weird. So unfortunately, I don't know, it might have been a little slow or laggy, but I hope you got the gist of what was going on in there. Here's my thoughts on it. I'm going to try not to make it extremely long. The facility was beautiful. All new. It was all new equipment at that particular facility. That's why I was able to get the 2-week free trial. The staff was exceptionally nice that day. The power at my job had gone out, so I actually got there super early, but there were actually people there. They let me charge my phone. They told me just walk around. They let me record. They were like, that's fine, you know, do whatever you want to do, this and that and the other. So no issues there. So at that point, after everybody starts rolling in, you check in and they give you this heart monitor, which is like a little watch, a little black watch, and then you see your name go up on a board. And all the TVs you saw in the rooms, a lot of the ones that were by the treadmills were so you could see your heart rate on the screen, and also your treadmill showed you your heart rate on the screen of the treadmill as well. So that was cool, and that's how Orange Theory works. There are times where your instructor tells you to push to get into the orange zone and all out to get into the orange or the red zone, and that's how they monitor. If you go 12 to 24 minutes, in 12 to 22 minutes in the orange, that means you'll continue to burn fat after your workout is complete. I got like 25 minutes, 18 and something. At least I had more than 12 in the orange zone, so I was pretty proud of myself at the end of the workout. They also emailed you your stats, so if I can get it, a picture of it, I'll insert a picture of my stats at the end of that workout up here. So my thoughts on the workout. As far as after getting the monitor and sitting and you're waiting, I spoke to one girl, it was her first time as well. I started out on the treadmills, and it was basically like an up and down, either 30, 60, or 90 interval, and you would go all out for 30 and slow down for 30, go all out for 60, slow down for 60, or push, and go 90 and 90 rest. And you did that for about, I think, 3 to 4 blocks on the treadmill, and then after that you were on the floor and the rowers. Now I hear that the workouts change all the time, so it might not be the same structure all the time, and not everybody started on the treadmill, clearly. So some people started on the rowers and on the floor. So on the floor, the instructor would then tell you, and there was one instructor and then a backup person to help other people, I guess. The one instructor would tell you what to do. She would show you the floor movement with the weights and everything. Like, for instance, we did weighted sit-ups with 10-pound weights. We did these presses laid back on the bench presses with your arms. You did these tricep things, which my triceps still hurt from the TRX bands. Strings, I call them strings, but you guys know what I'm talking about. The long TRX things that come from the wall, and you had to like do these. It really hurt. And then you would alternate with that. You'd do a circuit of that, and then you would go to the rower and do like 150 rows in 25 to 45 seconds, something like that. Not exact, but something to that effect. And then you did a little small stretch at the end. They did, however, tell you in the beginning that these were kind of modified classes because most of us were new. They weren't going to be our normal all-out classes, that the classes do get harder. When I was done with the class, I felt normal, which I didn't expect. I expected to be super tired. I expected to feel like I had done so much and my body was so tired, and wow, I at the end of Zumba, no lie, like I know a lot of people be like, oh, Zumba's dancing. At the end of Zumba with my instructor, especially freaking Karina, she's crazy, and Lloyd, you have to you're doing squats almost every song. You're doing jumping jacks. You're doing lunges. Like, you're doing so much, not just the cardio stuff. So by the end of that, I'm literally oh my God. I eventually gained my energy back, but I'm usually dead. So at the end of that, I felt like it was a good workout, but it wasn't what I expected. And like I said, maybe they said it was going to be a little bit whatever. And at the same time, you have to really push yourself in that class because you have to be motivated to get yourself in those zones. There were times, the instructor would be like, okay, good job, keep yourself in that zone to certain people, or come on, so-and-so, work a little harder in that zone. And there were times when people walked over to me and made sure I was doing things in the right form, which I totally appreciated. But there is a time where I was a little aggravated also when I was trying to get into the rower. What I felt like they could have done better, here's what I felt like they could have done better. They could have first, because we were all pretty new, I think most of us were, they could have walked us around to the machines that we had, because there was only really 2 sets of machines, and went through how you did everything on the treadmill. Like, they could have said, this is your start button, this is the emergency stop, this is how you move up your incline, this is how you move down your incline. and all that jazz. Like, I feel like they could have done that. Thankfully, the girl in the station, I was station number 1 and she was station number 2. You could tell she had already been there before. Like, this is maybe just a closer location to her home. She helped me with everything. She showed me like how to move up the thing, move down, explained what the instructor was saying to me. She was like a godsend. And the same thing like with the rower. They could have told us how to get on. You guys almost fell out the freaking seat of the rower the first time I was on there, because the rower seat is moving. I'm like, oh my God. And with somebody with a tummy, it's hard to like get down to the bottom of the rower and strap your feet in. So I'm like here trying to adjust the thing, and it was a disaster. I hated the rower portion. It was, the rower itself was not hard to me, and I was going, like, it wasn't hard to me, but I also felt like it was so hard to get into the rower. That was annoying. And then and because no one had taken the time to show us how to get into it, the easiest way to get into it, how to start the rower, how to reset it so your next set of 150 was, you know, you were ready. And then also just how to do it properly, like pushing with your legs, going out and then pulling back to your chest. Like, eventually someone walked over to me and told me about it. Like, not to say they didn't, but they should have done that at the beginning of the class so everybody could have had the baseline of where to start. And yeah, other than that, everything else went smoothly. But lies, there was one other thing I didn't like. I did meet the owner. Like, he just came over and was talking to me, and I was talking to him and everything like that. And I was like, are you the owner? And he was like, yes, because the way he was talking about it, you could tell he was passionate about it. And he was like, okay. He was like, did you get your heart burn machine? Because they're called burn, the little watches or whatever. Did you get your burn yet to start class? I was like, no. He was like, are you going to buy one? I was like, no, I was just going to use my Fitbit in the next class. He was like, well, we really shouldn't do it like that because we can't see your heart rate on the screen. And I mean, I get all of that. But when I was talking to the other guy, Terrence, who signed me up, he said you could use your Fitbit or your Apple Watch or whatever. And the way the guy made it seem was like you couldn't do that. You really need to get a watch. And therefore, when I left those classes, I canceled all the rest of them because I didn't want to feel like I was going to be hassled into having to purchase something. I don't like to be in those kind of situations. I don't like to feel like I'm obligated to do something, especially when I knew after that first class I wasn't interested. So you already know, not interested in going back. I got to work the next day or the day after that, canceled all the rest of the classes that I had for the free trial, and I'm actually going to send the lady an email just to make sure she rips up my contract and I don't get charged for the month coming up. It was a good experience. It was a different kind of workout. I'm sure it would get better over time, but overall, for the amount of money, which is normally $109 at the facility I was at for 8 classes, to me, that wasn't worth it. I will be telling you, though, something else that I signed up for. I didn't give up. It actually just started popping up on my screen on my Instagram as I had given up on the Orange Theory. And that is what I'm ending up doing. It should be interesting, you guys. But I'll tell you guys about that a little later, maybe on a Friday Night Live when we have a little bit more time. But that was my experience with Orange Theory. You guys saw the facility, beautiful facility, beautiful people working there, beautiful spirits. I liked it as far as that. The workout to me I think, had the potential to become harder. So it was great. It just wasn't the right fit for me monetarily and fit for me individually right now. Definitely go check them out if they're in your area. You get a free class, I believe, at every facility, the first class, and they give you a heart monitor thing, the first class for free as well. Just check it out. Maybe you'll like it. All right, guys, that's all I had to say about that. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed. Remember, guys, in order to be great, you have to be grateful, and I'm super duper grateful for you. Have a wonderful, blessed day. Bye.